Humility. Humility isn't something most of us came here looking for. In active addiction, we learn to survive by pretending to be strong, acting like we didn't need anyone. We hid behind pride, anger, sarcasm, or silence. If you'd asked me what humility meant back then, I would have said weakness. I thought being humble meant being small, invisible, powerless. I didn't know humility is the quiet strength that holds everything else together. Humility begins when the pretending ends. It's not about thinking less of ourselves. It's about thinking of ourselves less. It's seeing our real size in the universe and realizing that's exactly enough. I'm a recovering addict named Steve, and this is On Life's Terms. Surrender and the beginning of humility. When we arrive in recovery, our egos are exhausted. We've spent years trying to run the show, prove, control, survive, and it never worked. Step one breaks that illusion wide open. We admitted we were powerless. For most of us, that's the first real act of humility. Surrender doesn't sound noble, it sounds like defeat. But in that moment, we stop fighting truth. We let go. We become teachable. That's where humility begins. In honesty, surrender, and willingness to learn. Perspective and alignment. Humility isn't posture, it's perspective. Not lowering ourselves, lifting our vision. Remember that everyday clean is a gift from surrendering our will to a power greater than ourselves. When we pray, reach out, ask for help, those are acts of humility. We stop insisting we can do this alone. We start living as part of something greater. That's not weakness, that's alignment. And humility grows every time we tell the truth to a sponsor, a newcomer, or to ourselves. The steps that shape us. Step 6 asks if we're ready. Step 7 asks us to be humble enough to ask. Those steps aren't about flawlessness, they're about willingness. They teach that our defects don't define us, but our readiness to change does. Humility shows up when we can say, I don't have all the answers, but I'm willing. It's in asking for guidance, taking responsibility, and learning without shame. True humility doesn't shrink us, it makes us honest, equal with others. Service as humility in motion. The disease of addiction is fueled by self-centeredness. I want, I need, I deserve. Recovery reverses that pattern. Service is humility in motion. Setting up chairs, answering phones, sponsoring, listening. These acts shift focus from self to service. Recovery isn't about being impressive. It's about being useful. And when we serve, our problems shrink, not because they vanish, but because our view grows. Relationships, ego, and grace. Humility means letting others be where they are. It's not people-pleasing, it's love. It lets others have their own experience. In meetings, humility sounds like listening more than speaking. It looks like letting someone else have the last word. It feels like staying open when ego wants to close. Humility restores humanity. We stop competing and start connecting. Daily practice. Ego rebuilds fast. One compliment, one resentment, one success. That's why spiritual maintenance matters. Prayer, meditation, inventory, service. They remind us who's in charge. Every thank you or please show me is choosing humility over control. Confidence says, I can. Arrogance says, I don't need help. Humility says, I can with help. Healing from shame and pride. Shame says, I'm worthless. Pride says, I'm better than you. Both keep us trapped in self. Humility breaks that cycle. I'm human. I make mistakes. I can grow. It frees us from performance. Humility doesn't silence us, it steadies us. It speaks truth without impressing, stands firm without domination, shines without blinding. It lets the light pass through us instead of stop with us. Ego, gratitude, and maintenance. Ego trains daily, waiting to take over again. We stay humble by remembering where we came from, the chaos that brought surrender. Gratitude and humility are twins. One reminds us of the gift, the other of the giver. Forget gratitude, and pride grows fast. Stay grateful, and humility flows naturally. Strength and balance. Humility isn't low self-esteem. It's balance. Knowing our worth and our limits. Sharing honestly, admitting struggle, asking guidance. That's humility. Humility doesn't erase strength. It gives it direction. It aligns our power with purpose, and it keeps hearts open, ego right-sized. The thread of the steps. Every step is woven with humility. 1 admits we need help. 2 believes help exists. 3 trusts it. 4 through 9 bring honesty, responsibility, and amends. 10 keeps us accountable. 11 keeps us connected. 12 turns humility into service. Living differently. Outside recovery, humility rarely trends. The world says be louder, faster, first. Recovery says be real. Humility gives us permission to stop pretending. No masks, no filters. It doesn't need applause or credit. It just keeps showing up, doing the next right thing, trusting that love is stronger than ego, invisible to the world, essential to the soul. Freedom through humility. Sometimes humility says, I don't know. Sometimes it lets someone else lead. Sometimes it means starting again after a fall. Each time, humility becomes more natural, not forced, but felt. It's freedom from needing to be right or perfect, freedom from comparison. When we live humbly, we notice small miracles, sunrises, laughter, the chance to help. We stop chasing the extraordinary and begin appreciating the ordinary. That's where serenity lives. Not in getting what we want, but accepting what is. Humility reminds us that recovery isn't something we finish. It's something we live. The steps don't lift us above life. They bring us deeper into it, right where grace can reach us. Each morning we begin again. I don't know what today holds, but I'm willing. That willingness, that open heart, is humility in motion. It's the quiet courage to keep showing up, to stay teachable, to let love be. Humility isn't weakness, it's strength aligned with truth. It's what steadies us when ego pulls, and what reminds us how far we've come. If this message spoke to you, let it keep working. Share it with someone still struggling to lay down control, someone who needs to know that surrender isn't failure. Leave a comment about what humility has taught you, or that moment when letting go meant growing. Then hit subscribe to stay connected as we keep exploring what it means to live, grow, and serve on life's terms. Every view, every share, every honest word helps this message reach another life. One heart, one story, one day at a time. Because recovery isn't a performance, it's a shared journey, and humility is the road that keeps us walking together.